Yes, ma'am.
सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। अद्यतनस्य संस्कृतवाणी कार्यक्रमस्य हार्दिक स्वागतम्। अद्यतनं कुमारी सावित्री श्रीनिवासन सञ्चालरूपेण अस्ति। कुमारी सावित्री करूर मण्डले महादनपुर ग्रामे वसति। She studied Sanskritam through Samskrita Bharati and cleared 4 exams in Patrachitra course. Her favorites are Amarakosha and Bhagavat Gita. She is taking spoken Sanskritam classes. She is also interested in music and artwork. Savitri Bhagini, please take over.
धन्यवादः माता। नमस्सभायै, नमस्सर्वेभ्यश्च। आकाशात् पतितानि तोयानि यथा समुद्रे सम्मीलिताः भवन्ति, तथैव अद्य वयं सर्वे संस्कृतसागरे सम्मीलिताः स्मः। महान् प्रमोदः। अद्यतन संस्कृतवाणी कार्यक्रमार्थम् उत्सुकेन आगतवन्तानां सर्वेषां कृते मम स्वागतं प्रकटयामि। Good evening to everyone present here. My immense gratitude to all of you for having gathered with us on this occasion today. We are more than elated to welcome everyone who has come to attend Samskrita Vaani program today. Welcome all. देवभाषा संस्कृतम् इति वदामः। तादृश देवभाषाम् अधिकृत्य प्रचलन्तस्य कार्यक्रमस्य प्रारम्भमपि देवता नमस्कारेण एव कुर्मः। Let us start our program with a salutation for God. For that I call upon Srimati Hemalatha Aiyer. Srimati N.K. Hemalatha Aiyer is a Carnatic vocalist, overall 25 years, 3 years at Government of Music and Dance College, Hyderabad, trained systematically with the ancient traditional standards for around 22 years by reputed guru and a family friend, late Shri A.R. Venkatramayar, Annamalai University, Madras. Selected in audition, rendered Carnatic vocal performances at AIR for around 10 years and also at many other cultural programs. She participated in music competition and bagged various prizes, also participated in music groups during Margari festival, offered music tuitions to impart the knowledge earned with sheer efforts from her guru for strength to the children's housewives and employees since 2002, worked as senior accountant for 40 years, also served for Kamineni Institute of Medical Science, Hyderabad, also attended workshop conducted by Padma Bhushan awardee Sangeeta Kalanidhi Dr. Sudha Raghunathan during the year of 2021. Currently participating in many music divine groups. Music is her passion. Very interested to impart the knowledge of music from the next level. We are glad to have such a great artist here today. I call upon you to show the gratitude towards God. Over to Hemalatha Mata.
Ellarku namaskaram. I feel very proud to be in this group to render a Kirtanam in praise of Lord Subramanya. The composition is framed by Muthuswami Dikshitar, set to Raga Suddha Danyasi, and the Talam is Adi Talam. Once again. Subramanyena rakshitogam Subramanyena rakshitogam सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो अष्टादशलोचन अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो प्रभा मादी प्रभा मादी प्रभा मादी प्रभा मादी प्रभा मादी प्रभा मादि पूजित पदेन 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 पूरंग रमणो लोसकरणेन पूरंग रमणो लोसकरणेन पूरंग रमणो लोसकरणेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो अष्टादशलोचन कंडेन सुब्रह्मण्येन रक्षितो गंगाशैल विहारेण वरेण 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 वल्ली देवसेना रमणेन वल्ली देवसेना रमणेन अकारवृत्तेन अकारवृत्तेन सानदेन अकारवृत्तेन सानदेन अकारवृत्तेन सानदेन अकारवृत्तेन Dena Sanandena Bhoga Moksha Pradena Nitina Akara Dena Sanandena Bhoga Moksha Pradena Nitina Bhoga Moksha Pradena Nitina Bhoga Moksha Pradena Nitina Venkateshwara Nama Rupena Vichitra Visaka Mahotavena Venkateshwara Nama Rupena Vichitra Visaka Mahotavena Sugaraghatya Prakaja Guru Gugena Kritika Sura Sutta Dhanye Sugaraghatya Prakaja Guru Gugena Kritika Sutta Dhanyena Subramanyena Rajito Ashtadashalojana Kartigena Subramanyena Rakshito Go Rakshito Go Rakshito Go Thank you.
Dhanyavadaha, Mata. It was a beautiful composition in a beautiful raga. Thank you so much. Shubhakaram Bhashitam Subhashitam. Adhuna Adyatana Subhashitam Vaktum Agachati Shri N. Ramakrishnan ji. Ramakrishnan ji is 84 years old, economics graduate, war veteran, aircraft technician, and he is also a student of Tamil, Gita, and Atma Vidya classes. Now I call upon Ramakrishnan ji to share a precious message through Subhashitam.
Namaskara. Blessings to all of you, assuming that all of you are younger to me. Subhashitam. This Subhashitam is actually from Bhajagovindam, composed by Adi Sankara. Sat Sangatve Nisangatvam Nisangatve Nirmohatvam Nirmohattave Nischalatattvam Nischalatattave Jivan Muktihi. Sat Sangatve Nisangatvam Nisangatve Nirmohatvam Nirmohattave Nischalatattvam Nischalatattave Jivan Muktihi. So, Adi Sankara said, all benefits will accrue if we are in the company of good people. The gunas are divided into three: Tamo, Rajas, and Sattva. Sattva is the most highest quality which will help you to attain God. But Sattvam is not that easy. All these three gunas are always present in everybody. Now, coming to the Subhashitam, there are innumerable benefits if you are in the company of sadhus or very good people, noble people. How it helps? Your desires will run away. Your temperament will cool down. You will get detached from the materialistic world. If always we are trying to acquire one thing or the other, desire is endless. Therefore, if you are in the company of good people, you know, your temperament will be cooled down first of all. You will not get angry. You will be very kind to each and everyone. And the purpose of human birth. Actually, human birth means it is nothing but suffering. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So, if you are born, you are going to die. There is no two ways about it. So, when we are born, our only aim should be self-realization. What is self-realization? Aham Brahmasmi, Tat Tvam Asi. So you are God. So how to realize you are God? It is not that easy. 1 in a lakh or 1 in a crore will only understand. But in this life, we have to put our first step. To get that first step, that inclination, that atmosphere, that knowledge, you have to be in the company of good people. So it will acquire you many benefits. Now, to support this, I would like to tell a story which may be known to you all. If you are knowing it, it is a brushing up. You know, the Mahabharata war has been decided and it has to take place. But the army is unequal. Here, though Krishna is available with the Pandavas, Pandavas as a human being, not realizing that Krishna is a god, Bhagavan, everything. Even then, that human inclination only, they say, okay, he is having lot of horse, lot of elephants, lot of cars, that is Rath. Armories he is having plenty, because you remember when the war was about to start, Krishna has invited everybody, they wanted to take the blessings of Lord Krishna. At the time, they do not know actually his exact value. Both of them came, you know, that Duryodhana sat at the face side and Arjuna sat at the leg side. So Arjuna wanted only Krishna. And Duryodhana has taken the entire army, whatever he has given. Then Parshurama is also supporting. So before the commencement of war, there was a big discussion, war discussion. At that time, it was felt that the army of the Duryodhana is so big and there are unconquerable warriors like Kripacharya, Drona, Aswathama, Karna, and Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma Pitamaha will never lose with anybody's fight. So therefore, Yudhishthira, being the now crowned prince, Yudhishthira is the eldest. He is the eldest of the Pandavas. So he has advised Arjuna, you go and get Pasupadastra from Shiva. So he was sent to Kailash. So on the way, he came across a river. At a small path was there. There he found a monkey sleeping. So he told the monkey, please remove your tail, wind up. I want to cross the river and go. The monkey said, I am very old, I am very weak, I cannot lift my tail. You please lift. He tried his best, he could not. Finally, what happened? That monkey in disguise was actually Hanuman. He came to his actual original shape. Then he blessed Arjuna. He said, I am very happy to meet you. Now, you are going to construct a bridge. No, you are going to get a Pasupadastram. Okay. All the best. Then Arjuna was ego personified. So he asked Hanuman, you are a monkey. How come Rama is so weak? He is not that powerful enough. He cannot construct the bridge himself. Why you have taken the help of a monkey? Had he called me, I would have done it in few minutes. So he was ego personified. Then Hanuman, so far he is throughout his life, he is chanting Ramanama only. So Hanuman said, okay, you construct the bridge. I will chant again Ramanama. So he started chanting Ramanama. Then Arjuna, he shot his Gandiva and a series of arrows made a beautiful and very strong bridge. Then he called Hanuman, okay, you come and test. You said monkeys cannot bridge. Now let me see. The monkey will try how strong it is. The one first foot itself, the bridge broke into pieces. Then Arjuna was perplexed. He understood that this monkey is not an ordinary one. This Hanuman is very powerful. Then he apologized. Now, what happened was, they made another challenge. Okay, before starting of that challenge, Hanuman said, if I can break that bridge, you will, Arjuna agreed that he will set a fire and jump into the fire and die. If Hanuman cannot break the bridge, he will have to be Arjuna's slave forever. He agreed. Then what happened? He was very much ashamed. He set fire and he was about to jump into the fire. At that time, they heard a loud voice. Then they found one old man coming. Then he said, what is the trouble with you? Why are you quarreling? Then both of them described this is the thing. He said, how do I know who broke the bridge? I do not know. For everything, there must be a witness. Without a witness, I cannot give any judgment. Now you do one thing, Arjuna, you again construct the bridge. I will witness. And then if Hanuman can break, then the challenge will be true. And then Hanuman has to become your lifelong slave. Then this time what happened? Arjuna realized, yes, there is something wrong with me. That monkey Hanuman is very great. I always forget. So I must now chant. Then he was chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna. Then in the chanting itself, he constructed the bridge. Then he called Hanuman. Then Hanuman, he set his foot. He could not. He was surprised. How come earlier I could break just by putting the one feet? Now I am jumping so much with all my vigor and it is not breaking. Then that old man, he came into his real shape, form. He was Mahavishnu with all Sangha Chakra Gada Pani. Then he told, why all these things happen? Because you are in the company. Bhagavan himself is the greatest satsang. So we should always be in the satsang of Bhagavan. So you always thought human being can do whatever they want. You are not. You are only the tool of God. So you are acting, we are only acting on my plan. Now what happened is, first time Hanuman was chanting Ramanama, therefore that blessing was there, bridge did not. This one was strong, but Arjuna was not knowing at that time that he did not pray to God. So it broke. Now second time he realized there is something wrong. I must need the help of Krishna and the God. Then he chanted and constructed. Therefore the bridge did not break. Now you understand one thing. So without God's blessings, without God consciousness, nothing can be done. We have to always keep our ideas, mind in a calm temperament, which is possible only with Satsangatve. Then he told, okay, now Hanuman, you do one thing. Nobody has lost the challenge. Both of you have won with the chanting of Krishna and Rama, the God's name. Now Hanuman will have to remain with Pandavas in their Pandavas till the end of the war, till they attain success. Okay, that is how Hanuman's emblem was in the flag of the Pandavas. So after the war only Hanuman got down and left. There is another big story. Now I stop with this. So if we are in the satsang, that ego will disappear, anger will go off, we'll have peace, happiness, and desires also will vanish. We can enjoy the life. So thank you.
धन्यवादः महोदयः. धन्यवादः महोदय. That was a very useful and precious Subhashitam and the inspirational and spiritual story. Thank you. अस्माकं भारतकलाचारविषये स्वागतम् इत्यस्य अतिमुख्यत्वं वर्तते. तादृशं हृदयपूर्वकस्वागतभाषणं कर्तुम् आगच्छति कुमारी श्रीहरिप्रिया. Kumari Sriharipriya's third language is Sanskrit. She is interested in sports, reading books, and her hobbies are drawing and singing. Now I call upon her for the welcome address.
Hari Om, Namaste to all. Sarvebhyaha mama suswagatam. Samskrita Vaani karyakramartam agatavantah sarvebhyaha mama suswagatam. Itani Kumari Savithri Srinivasan asti. Bhavantyai mama pratama suswagatam. प्रार्थना वक्तुं श्रीमती हेमलता माता अस्ति। भवन्त्यै मम हार्दिक सुस्वागतम्। सुभाषितं वक्तुं श्री रामकृष्णाजी अस्ति। भवन्तमपि मम हार्दिक सुस्वागतम्। अस्माकं प्रिय गुरुजी डॉक्टर सुश्रुताजी भगवद्गीता विषयानि वक्तुम् अत्र अस्ति। भवन्तमपि मम प्रिय सुस्वागतम्। बालकः सर्वे देवस्वरूपाः देवानुग्रहं संयुज्य श्लोका वक्तुं Chi.Arun Pagadala अस्ति। भवन्तमपि मम प्रिय सुस्वागतम्। अत्र अस्ति अद्य दिनस्य मुख्य अतिथि शिवमहापुराण अरुणाचल शिव महिमा वक्तुं श्रीमती शंकरी रमेश माता अस्ति। भवन्त्यै मम मधुर सुस्वागतम्। मम प्रिय सखीं कुमारी महश्री मम सुस्वागतम्। पुनः सर्वेभ्यः मम हार्दिक सुस्वागतानि। It is pleasure for me on behalf of the Samskrita Vani to welcome you all for this elated evening. My first welcome to our advantageous anchor Kumari Savithri Srinivasan. My further welcome to Srimati Hemalatha Aiyer for pleasuring us with prayer. To cheer us with Subhashitam, and Ramakrishnan ji is with us. My sweet greetings to him. My soul welcome to Dr. G. Sushutha ji to preach his lesson from Bhagavat Gita. I welcome Chi.Arun Pagadala for chanting Shloka. Next, it is time to welcome our main speaker, Srimati M.Sankari Ramesh ma'am, to feed us with the Arunachala Shiva Mahima from Shiva Mahapuranam. I would like to welcome Kumari D. Mahasri, my schoolmate, to finally thank the gathering. Heartily thanks for giving me this opportunity. Once again, my heartily welcomes you all for this great event. Hari Om, thank you.
Thank you. भगवद्गीतायाः मङ्गलश्लोकः अस्ति। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् इति। भगवद्गीता भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां तां भगवद्गीताम् अस्मान् बोधयितुम् आगमिष्यति Dr. Sushutha ji. Dr. Sushutha is an assistant professor at Amrita University, Coimbatore. He has done his PhD in Yoga and Yajna, studied Veda Vedanta from traditional Gurukulam system, starting from very young age of 10 for more than 12 years. Now I call upon Dr. Sushutha ji to enlighten us on the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita today.
मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतम्। अत्र भगवद्गीतायाः प्रत्यध्यायं केचन विषयाः यदि अस्मच्चिन्तनं तार्किकं वैदिकं च कर्तुं चोदकं भवति तद्विषये चिन्तयन्तः स्मः. This is a series of understanding of some critical shlokas which provide a nuance thoughts over the messages that we get out of Bhagavad Gita chapter after chapter. So we were in the 4th chapter after considering the yajna as the way of life and what is the importance of yajna in short. In the 4th chapter, it is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, where the importance of jnana has been narrated very beautifully. And in the beginning, Krishna says in one or the two shlokas that evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu imam vivasvate yogam. For the first time, I gave this knowledge to Vivaswan, and Vivaswan gave to Manu. Manu gave it to the rest of the rishis in the parampara. And then he says, Kalena Mahata Yogaha Nashtaha, the same yoga which has been taught to Vivaswan, the Surya, for the first time, deteriorated into non-following philosophical just thought. Therefore, that has to be revived. There is no change in the principles and aspects of dharma ever from its original teachings. But then time is one of the culprits that we can say time is the cause of any deterioration. So dharma also had been followed from the first yuga, that is Satya and Krita yuga. That is the dharma with 4 legs it walks. The dharma walks with 4 legs. And in Treta Yuga with 3 legs. In Dwapara Yuga with 2 legs. And in Kali Yuga it is with 1 leg. Dharma is limping and trying to go along with society, but it is very difficult. Therefore, we have names Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga, where dharma was with 4 legs, and Treta, Trini, with 3 padas. The dharma goes with in Treta Yuga, where Ramayana occurred. Then in Dwapara Yuga, when Mahabharata occurred, then it is Dwapara with only 2 legs, and then Kali Yuga with 1 leg it is limping. So why? If the dharma is original, dharma is very valuable and also very much practical to the humanity, why it is reduced as on today in Kali Yuga? Because of the time itself. So, evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu saha kalena iha mahata kalena. For very long practice of the same dharma, it has been destroyed. Nashtaha parantapa. And Krishna says to him, Saha eva ayam yogaha maya tedya proktaha. The same yoga which had been taught to Vivaswan for the first time is being taught to you in the battlefield. So there is no difference in that. And then Arjuna asks, Array, you say that you have told, but now you are in the form of Krishna and you are teaching for the first time. Then he says, Array, I had many janmas and you also had many janmas, and we are here only. Our karma phala in the previous life, and now I am Krishna, you are Arjuna. That is it. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Me janmani vyatitani bahuni. There were many janmas for me and even for you. Tani aham veda sarvani natvam vedha parantapa. Hey Arjuna, you do not know. I know who was I, and you do not know who are you. Therefore, it was a kind of memory that Krishna had forever in his life and rest of us do not have. So he says, if we all have been there earlier, what is the purpose and why are we here back? What is the reason if we were earlier? And Krishna is categorically saying, why is he here right now in the battlefield, in Dwapara Yuga? What is the purpose? What is the goal? Then Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tada atmanam srijami. When do I come? Whenever there is a deterioration, when there is nasha of dharma and rise of adharma, then I come here. It is my duty. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whoever likes, whatever condition others may say, but this is my duty to come here and maintain the harmony in the society by bringing in a systematic approach of Varna. Then he further says in the 13th shloka that Chaturvarnim maya sishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram apimam vidhi akartaram apyayam. Know me as the creator of Chaturvarna system and consider me not as a creator, because one who doesn't aim for having the results of any action has no attachment with the karma. See, if I am reading any textbook for an examination, then I will have worry whether I will be able to pass in the examination, whether it is a right answer that I will be able to impress the evaluator. These worries will come to me because I am doing it for an examination. But what if for my joy, for my happiness, for my contentment, I just go through the content of textbook? I am not bound by any examination. There is no one to ask me whether you have studied for the 1 mark, multiple choice, or elaboration, essay type question. There is no bondage for one who reads for joy of understanding the concept. Therefore, it is very similar context even for Krishna, that he has nothing to gain or to lose out of what he does. This is the difference between Mahatma and the rest of the common public. So, Chaturvarnim maya sishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram apim. I am the doer, but I am not the doer because I am neither to gain or to lose out of what I do. So, I am the doer, but without any personal interest. But then, what he does, Chaturvarnim maya sishtam. I created a system called Chaturvarna. This is one of the most controversial topics to be spoken as of now, because we know that people are discussing about negative consequences of what is Chaturvarna system. But have they ever pondered upon what are the positive side of Chaturvarna? It is actually a strategy that that is employed by the British. That is break and rule. They break and they rule. So we are all the victims of the breakage of the whole society, that there is a community, there is jati, there is kula called Brahmanas, and Brahmanas are all the time are the suppressors of the rest of the Varnas, and Kshatriyas are they are massacring everywhere, and the Vaishyas are haves and have-nots. This division, which is in isms, capitalism or communism or Marxism, it is a very natural way of thinking, because that is the only goggles, that is the only ways that their society has been developed. That there is a suppressor, there is a looter. So in our culture, there is no suppressor or the looter. There is a distribution of work labor based on your nature. That is why in the shloka, Chaturvarnim Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashah. Guna and Karma. The Guna is Trigunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And Karma is whatever one chooses to follow in the life. Therefore, Guna and Karma will be the critical factors deciding what is the varna which is chosen by an individual. It is not a compulsion from the society, from a community, or from other external sources, but it is a personal choice. Who wants to become what? Whether one wants to become a Vaishya or Brahmana or Shudra or Kshatriya. And one who did not accept this very system called Chaturvarna was named as Panchama Varna. Okay, who did not follow these four Varnas, who are not Shudras, who are not Kshatriyas or Vaishyas or Brahmanas, were called Panchama Varna. And we need to keep this factor in our mind whenever there is a system given to us in a society from an emics perspective, from an internal perspective or the point of view. There is no superiority, there is no inferiority, and everything, every job, every profession, every quality has its own place, its own time, and its own context of its practice. So, if we say that Brahmanas were the suppressors and the rest of them were suppressed, then even today, the minority is what is the suppressors, and we have democracy, we have every freedom to choose whatever one wants. This is our society, and there is no suppressor and suppressed community approach ever existed in this world. And even Panchama Varna who did not accept, but they were free to practice something else other than this four. Let us understand what is this Guna and Karma Vibhaga and Chaturvarna system, which we all follow by default, but we do not want to be labeled as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra and Panchama. This is all naturally existing. Though he says in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that I have created, it is also he says I did not create. That means it is a self-emerged system in our society that we will have 4 Varna system. So what is this 4 Varna basically? It contemplates on what you want to do, what is your temperament of doing as your profession, and your most of the time will be spent with that profession and that job, and that Varna you belong to. So there is no superiority, there is no inferiority, there is no up or down place for any of the Varnas in our culture. If at all there is any practice in the past, in our history that has been seen, it is a misunderstanding or it is some individual's ego that has been played, and that is what is bringing very wrong message to our society, to a system that which kept all the communities, all the individuals together as a harmonious system in our society, that those are the culprits. So culprits are those individuals, not the very system itself. So let us analyze who is this Shudra and what is the nature of Vaishya and what does Kshatriya do and who is a Brahmana. We have to analyze and we have to identify which Varna that we belong to. There is nothing wrong in identification, and there is nothing wrong to be in one or the other Varna as everything is equal. So, Shudra by definition is the one who melts, who is compassionate by looking someone else's pain. And it says, Shucha Dravati iti Shudra, the fellow who melts. Dravati, Dravana, Dravati means one who flows. Shucha Shokena, by looking at the pain of either oneself or the other, one who melts, who cries, and who stretches the helping hands to anyone who is required. And basically, that involves the motivation and self motivation and helping nature, service. So, this all together becomes Shudra. If at all we are human beings, we need to be Shudras first. So, Shudra is the basic and fundamental quality to be a human being. So, everybody talks about human rights, and there are many, you know, the social activism has been started. Activisms have been started in our society, but however, uh, from our point of view, the Shudra is nothing but the fellow who has the compassionate approach towards everyone who is in pain. That person is called Shudra. So, are we not Shudras? We are Shudras because we cry and we show our emotions, we show our compassions to whoever is in pain. And see, are we not worried about Hamas and the Israel? Were we not worried about Ukraine and Russia? Were we not were we not pained because in various parts of this country many riots have happened? So therefore, anyone who has that compassion and stretching hands approach to whoever is in pain, everyone is Shudra. So this is by definition, humans are Shudras. The next one is Vaishya. Vaishya is one who has much more interest in increasing the wealth in the society. One who sees the society is getting richer. In the society, everybody is happy because the basic resources are provided because the GDP or something. What is wealth creation? That as a profession, whoever decides one life to be, that person can be identified as Vaishya. And then Kshatriya. Yes, for everything, protection is what is very fundamental need of every individual or to the community. Therefore, I use all my resources to protect my community, my nation, and whoever I identify, these are my people. That is what is basic the duty of a Kshatriya. Then comes Brahmana. Apart from all these, having Shudra quality, having Vaishya quality, having Kshatriya quality, I think there is something beyond our day-to-day activities. There is much more beyond what is visible. There is much more beyond what can be controlled. There is much more beyond what is beyond our reach. Therefore, I contemplate and I try to step down the knowledge which is in the Vedas, which are beyond our reach, to the reachable format. And I have the interest to give this knowledge to everyone. Whoever thinks this is what I can do and this is what is my capability, that was the person who was identified as Brahmana. So many of us are Brahmanas, many of us are Kshatriyas, many of us are Vaishyas and Shudras, and we should not be pressed because someone else is labeling us and claiming your society is very bad because of this division. This division is not our creation. This is unification for which this very system has been established in our society, and we have to think very seriously. This is not point of our inferior position of our society, but we have to establish. And there is no a very hard rule that you have to be Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, or Brahmana according to your choices. Based on your temperament of the mind, you are identified as either Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Brahmana. It is your choice. So that choice has been given in our society, for which we are all we have to be proud of. We have something unifying system in our society. So whenever we try to argue that Varna system or Jati system, we can discuss about Jati system as well. Why do we have Jatis, and what is this very Jati concept and idea and framework in which our society has been developing itself, and even now it exists. Whoever may say whatever, but this is what is organically developed system in culture. That is what is our pride of our culture. So with this, we will look into more critical concepts in fourth chapter in the next session. सर्वेभ्यः नमांसि धन्यवादाः सर्वेभ्यः.
धन्यवादः जी. मंगलादीनि मंगलमध्यानि मंगलान्तानि शास्त्राणि प्रथन्ते इति आदिभगवद् भाष्यकार वचनम्. यः कोऽपि वा भवतु अस्माकं कार्यक्रमः तस्य प्रारम्भे वा मध्ये वा अन्ते वा भवतु देवता नमस्कारः सर्वदा कर्तव्यः. भगवता सिद्ध्यर्थं श्लोकं सुब्रह्मण्यं वक्तुम् आगच्छति चिरञ्जीवी अरुण पगडाला. Arun is 12-year-old, studying in 6th grade at Birla Open Minds, Kollur. He learns Carnatic vocal from Srimati Hemalatha Iyer. He loves maths and playing tennis. He can recite shlokas from Bhagavad Gita with great ease. Let's cheer up the talented kid for shloka chanting.
Namaste. I am Arun Pagadala, and today I am going to sing Subramanya Bhujangam. Sada vala rupapi vignadrihantri mahadanti vakrapi panchasya manya vididra vimugya ganesha vidhane vidattam shriyam kapi kalyana murti. Sada vala rupapi vignadrihantri Mahadanti vakrapi panchasya manya vididra vimugya ganesha vidhame vidattam shriyam kapi kalyana murti. Na janami saddam, na janami chadam, na janami padyam, na janami gadyam siddhikashadasya hrididyotate me Mukani sarante girischapi chitram. Na janami saddam, na janami chadam, na janami padyam Siddhikashadasya hrididyotate me Mukani sarante girischapi chitram. Mayura digudam mahavakya gudam मनोहरिदेहं महाचित्तगेहं महिदेवदेवं महावेदभावं महादेवबालं भजे लोकपालं मयूरादिगूढं महावाक्यगूढं मनोहरिदेहं महाचित्तगेहं महिदेवदेवं महावेदभावं महादेवबालं भजे लोकपालं यदा सन्निधानं घटमानमावे भवं बोधिपारं घटास्तेतदेव इति व्यञ्जयन् सिन्धुतीरे य अस्ते तमीरे पवित्रं पराशक्तिपुत्रं यदा सन्निधानं घटमानमावे भवं बोधिपारं घटास्तेतदेव इति व्यञ्जयन् सिन्धुतीरे य अस्ते तमीरे पवित्रं पराशक्तिपुत्रं यदाब्देस्तरङ्गालयं यान्ति तुङ्गा तथैव पदसन्निधौ सेवतामे इति वोमि पङ्क्तिरुणां दर्शयन्तं सदा भावये हृत्सरोजिद्गुहन्तं यदाब्देस्तरङ्गालयं यान्ति तुङ्गा तथैव पदसन्निधौ सेवतामे इति वोर्मि पङ्क्तिरुणां दर्शयन्तं सदा भावये हृत्सरोजिद्गुहन्तं भुजङ्गाख्यवृत्तेन क्लप्तं स्तवं यः पटे भक्तियुक्तो गुहं सम्प्रणम्य सपुत्राङ्गलत्रं धनं दीर्घमायु लभेत् स्कन्दसायुज्यमन्तेन रसः भुजङ्गाख्यवृत्तेन क्लप्तं स्तवं यः पटे भक्तियुक्तो गुहं सम्प्रणम्य सपुत्राङ्गलत्रं धनं दीर्घमायु लभेत् स्कन्दसायुज्यमन्तेन रसः. Thank you. Thank you. चिदम्बरे चित्सभायां नटनाट्यं कुर्वन् परमेश्वरः नटराजः प्रतिभास्यमानः भवति भक्तानाम् अनुग्रहं कुर्वन् अस्ति एवं तत्र यथा नटराजस्वरूपेण भक्तानाम् अनुग्रहं कुर्वन् अस्ति तद्वद् अरुणाचलक्षेत्रे ज्योतिस्वरूपेण भक्तानाम् अनुग्रहं कुर्वन् अस्ति तादृश अरुणाचलेश्वरस्य माहात्म्यम् अरुणाचलशिवमहिमाम् अधिकृत्य भाषणं कर्तुं मुख्य अतिथिरूपेण आगता अस्ति श्रीमती शंकरी रमेश. Srimati Shankari Ramesh is an electronic and communicating engineer, graduate from Madras University. She did her MBA in IGNO. Because of her passion in Sanskrit, she also completed MA Sanskrit from National Sanskrit University, Tirupati. She worked as a lecturer in Mookambikai College of Engineering, Pudukkottai, and Kumaraguru College of Engineering, Coimbatore. Later, she worked as software programmer in DSRC, Chennai for 2 years. She is a Samskrita Bharati Karyakartri volunteer for 15 years and she has passed Kovida. She is a Sanskrit teacher, spreading the knowledge of Sanskritam, taught Balakendram for kids and Samskrita classes for school children. Through Zoho Social Heritage program, she conducted Samskrita classes and taught the divine language to government school children and in and around village of Kumbakonam through online. It's a great privilege to have her as a main speaker in our program today. Over to Shankari Ramesh Mata.
Namaste सर्वेभ्यः. श्रूयते वा? एकदा?
आं माता श्रूयते.
महोदय, can I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. धन्यवादः. Is my screen visible? Hari Om.
Not yet, ma'am.
No, it is not visible, ma'am.
Please let me know. I've shared the screen. Is it visible or not?
No, it is
No,
not.
madam, not.
Not yet. Host disabled participant screen sharing. Can you make me as a co-host or something so that I can share my screen?
I made it, madam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Single
Then,
page also. Right, okay, okay. Sorry.
नमः सर्वेभ्यः. सर्वेभ्यः नमस्ते. श्रीकान्तो मातुलो यस्य जननी सर्वमङ्गला जनकः शङ्करो देवः तं वन्दे कुञ्जराननम्. वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे பார்வதி பரமேஸ்வரௌ. சொல்லும் பொருளும் என நடமாடும் துணைவருடன் புல்லும் பரிமள பூங்கொடியே நின் புதுமலர்த்தாள் அல்லும் பகலும் தொழுமவர்க்கே அழியாரசும் செல்லும் தவநெறியும் சிவலோகமும் சித்திக்குமே. பிரதீப்த ரத்னோஜ்வல குண்டலாயை புரன்மகாபன்னக பூஷணாய शिवान्वितायै च शिवान्विताय नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय. वयं सामान्यतया गणेशं नत्वा एव सर्व आरम्भं कुर्मः. गणेशस्य वन्दनं कृत्वा वयं अग्रे गच्छामः. श्रीकान्तो मातुल सरलश्लोकः. You'll all be able to understand the meaning very easily because it's very simple. Srikantaha is Mahavishnu. Yasya matulaha Srikantaha. Ganesha's uncle is Mahalakshmi's husband, Srikantaha. Tasya Janani, his mother is Sarva Mangala. Janakaha, Tasya Pita, Tasya Janakaha, his father is Devaha Shankaraha, Parameshwaraha. Tam Kunjarananam Vande. Kunjaraha means Gajaha, elephant. That elephant-faced God, I bow to that elephant-faced God who is our Ganesha. I think we have we thought of all the devatas by this shloka. When we think of Samskritam, we cannot forget or we cannot avoid Kalidasa, our Mahakavihi. And his Ishta Devata is Shivaha, Parvati, Parameshwaraha. In his Raghuvamsham, he has started the shloka with this. Vagarthaviva sampraktau, Vagartha pratipattaye, Jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau. Vag arthaha. Vag is our word, our speech. If we utter any word, naturally it comes along with the meaning, isn't it? Without the meaning, that is not called as a word. If you simply join some alphabets, it's not supposed to be a word. The word should have some meaning always. So the word and the meaning cannot be separated from each other. Just like that, Parvati Parameshwara, the Supreme Parvati and Parameshwara, Lord Parameshwara and Parvati Devi are inseparable. They are always together. Just like how a word and the meaning will be together always. So Kalidasa is first praying to Parvati Parameshwara, Kau Jagataha Pitarau. They are our parents, or the world's parents. Okay. So, Kimartam Saha Vandanam Karoti, why does he pray to Parvati Parameshwara who are in the form of word and meaning? Because he wants to create some Raghuvamsha Mahakavyam. The Kavyam requires beautiful wordings, isn't it? So he prays to Parvati Parameshwara to give him all good words so that he can create the Kavyam. The same thing, great people think alike, no? Abhirami Andadi also says the same thing. Sollum Porulum Ena Nadamadum Tunaivarudan. I hope you understand this. Just like a word and the meaning. Parvati and Parameshwara. Abhirami Andadi is by Abhirami Bhattar. He says, oh Abhirami, you are like, you both are like word and meaning. If whoever prays to you, whoever is worshipping you, will reach a great place. They will only attain kingdom. They will only attain the Tapasaka Siddhi, and they will only attain the Shiva Loka. With this, and why I chose this Ardhanarishwara Stotram means this is by Sri Shankara Bhagavat Pada. Atra doshah asti, kshamyata. Shankara Bhagavat Padaha Ardhanarishwara Stotram rachitavantah asti. Katam bhavati ityukte Ardha Bhagaha Shivaha, Ardha Bhagaha Ardhanari Ishwara. Ardhanarishwaraha. During the Kartigai Deepotsavam, that is the only day when Ardhanarishwara comes out in Tiruvannamale, our Arunachalam. So I chose the shloka, and to say the importance and to say the beauty of Sanskrit, I chose this shloka. You can see Namah Shivaya cha Namah Shivaya. You know, the Chaturthi Vibhakti will be for Akaranta Strilinga, it will be Shiva. For example, Durga, Durgayai. Isn't it? Uma, Umayai. For Akaranta Pullinga Shabdaha, Chaturthi Vibhakti will be Ganeshaya, Subramanyaya, Shivaya. Eva. So, Shivaha is Lord Shiva. Shiva is Parvati. That's the beauty of Sanskrit. Both of them, Shiva means Mangalam, the auspiciousness. Shivaha is Lord Shiva, and Shiva is Lord Parvati, Goddess Parvati. Namah Shivaya is to I bow my salutations to Shivaha. Namah Shivaya is I bow my salutations to Parvati. And you can see this Shivanvitaya cha Shivanvitaya. Shivena Anvita asti Shiva. Isn't it? Shivena Anvita. She's with Shiva. Shivena Anvita, Shivanvita. Shivanvitayai Namaha. Shivaya Anvitaha Shiva. Shivanvitaha. Ataha Shivanvitaha. Tasya Chaturthi Vibhakti Bhavati Shivanvitaya. Shivanvitayai cha Shivanvitaya. Namah Shivayai cha Namah Shivaya. With this, I think we have bowed our respects to Guru also. We'll move on to our topic. And of course, our Samskritam, I want to say this. Samskritasya aksharani vayam janimaha Vanini vyakaranam kritavan. Katam kritavan. He got Maheshwara Sutrani. He got the syllables from Parameshwara. He was actually he was playing his Daka 14 times, isn't it? We all know that story. So Shiva is also one who gave us this beautiful divine language, Samskritam. And so it's a good thing that we are thinking of Shiva today. And today is also Pradosham day. On Sunday, we have this Kartika Deepotsavam. Arun Balakaha Arunaha Bahu Samya Gitavana Asid Subramanya Bhujangam. That 18th shloka will be like this. Ihaya hivatseti hastan prasarya hvayadyadara chankare maturangat samutpatyatatam shayantam kumaram haraslishta gatram bhaje balamurtim. That scene we can imagine. Iha ayahi. come here. Like that, Shiva is calling Subramanya, a small balakaha, a small boy Subramanya, iha ayahi vatsa iti Shankaraha ahvayati. Kam ahvayati? Subramanyam ahvayati. Saha kutra asti? Umayaha anke asti. Ambayaha anke asti. Ihayahi vatseti hastan prasarya. Saha evam ahvayati. Vayam samanyataya katam ahvayamaha. How will call the child to us? Like that, Shiva is calling the child Subramanya. That time, what does Subramanya do? He just leaves from Amba's lap to Shiva. And Shiva is carrying Subramanya. Haras lishta gatram bhaje balamurtim. It's a very beautiful verse by Shankara Bhagavat Padaha. So as we read the shloka itself, we will be able to imagine the scenery. Imagine the scene, how Subramanya gets up from her mother's lap and he goes to his father. Okay. So if we learn Sanskritam, it will be very, very interesting, and we will find it very blessed to read these verses with the meaning. We can understand the meaning, and it will give us more happiness. That's what I can say from my experience. So let us get into the topic. Arunachala, Shiva Mahima, Shiva Mahapurana. Before going into the Shiva Mahapurana, let us see why we should read Puranas. Puranas are some old books. Why should we, in what way it is relevant to the current context? So there are unnecessary myths and all that. All these stories will be hearing. People will be trying to almost our Mahapuranas will be put in somewhere, and we'll not be able to find them. Just because we think that they are all myth. But actually, nothing is a myth about our scriptures. As far as we are concerned, Vedas are our main evidence, and Vedas are the testimony for everything. If you have any doubt, for everything we have to refer to the Vedas for the actual, whether we can do this or whether we should not do this, what is happening everywhere. Whatever be the case, Vedas are the main scriptures for us. Vedaha pramanam ityeva vayam svikurmaha. Vedaha sarvaihi patitum na shakyante. We all cannot read Vedas. So what happened? They have given us Itihasa and Puranas. But without reading the Itihasas and Puranas, we cannot actually understand the meaning of the Vedas itself. That's what is given in this shloka of Padma Purana. Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Samupabrumbhayet. Bibeti alpashrutat vedaha. Bibeti alpashrutat vedaha. Mam ayam prakarishyati. If anybody is reading Vedas and understanding himself without reading the Itihasas and Puranas, they will end up with some other meaning which is not what Vedas intend to say. So Vedas are afraid of people who have not read Itihasa and Puranas. Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Samupabrumbhayet. The meaning of the Vedas is well explained in Itihasas and Puranas. Itihasas and Puranas are open for all. We can all read. Just we have to get into Sanskritam. With this little Sanskrita knowledge itself, we will be able to read Ramayana and Mahabharata. It's in a very simple language, actually. So that's what is about the shloka, which is in Padma Purana. And what is with Itihasas we know as Ramayana and Mahabharata, isn't it? Iti ha asa evameva bhavat. Like this only it happened. They are all not myths. What actually happened? Just because we are not able to perceive them now, we cannot say them to be myths. We may not have the tools to perceive them. We may not have the required. There is one saying which I've heard. Faith is to believe what you do not see, and the reward of it is to believe what you see. See, let us not think see means only seeing with your eyesight. It's by all Jnanendriyas, our grahanam, our grasping the knowledge. So faith is to believe what you do not see. That we don't have the proper equipment to understand. And the reward of it will be to see what you believe. So one day you will definitely see what you are believing. That's what is called as faith. So if everything is in front of us, there is no point in saying that we have faith in it. It is a proof, no? So why should we call it as a faith? So having said that, what is a Puranam? Pura api yat navam bhavati tat Puranam. Pura means old. Navam is new. Something which happened earlier, long ago, so long ago, nobody can say how long ago and long ago, whatever be the case. But Pura api yat navam bhavati. Navam is new. So every time as we read the Puranas, we find new things, new meanings in it. And every time it is applicable. It's not only applicable to the olden days, it's every time applicable. Even in future, it is going to be applicable. So, Pura api yat navam bhavati Puranam. And how many Mahapuranas are there? Hemalatha Mahodaya was singing Ashtadashato. I was just thinking of this Ashtadasha Mahapuranani. 18, that number 18 has some significance in our scriptures. We can see 18 adhyayas in Bhagavad Gita, 18 Parva in Mahabharata. That 18 stands for Jaya. Jaya means victory. Okay, so we have 18 Mahapuranani, and of course we do have some Upapuranani, Aupapuranani, and so on. And this is what I said earlier. Vedaha Prabhu Samhitaha, Raja Shasanavat. Vedas are called as Prabhu Samhita, just like a king. How a king orders his subject, how he frames some rules. So Vedas are going to give us rules. Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Annam Nanindya Tadvratam. So like this, they will be giving you orders, what to do and what not to do. Whereas, how to, if it says Satyam Vada, how do we say Satyam? So that is explained in Puranas and Itihasas. You can check Harichandra's story. And so Purana Itihasas will give much more explanations. And Purana Itihasas are called as Mitra Samhita. Mitra Samhitaha means just as a friend, how a friend approaches you and advises you, and he or she gives you various ways how to do that or how not to do that. So it is advising or it is giving you suggestions just like a friend. So Purana Itihasas are Mitra Samhitaha. Kavyani, and again the third, whatever is said in Purana Itihasas, in Kavyams they add alankaras, they would add all beauties to it. And while reading itself, we will get very attracted to it. So that is called, they are called as Kanta Samhita. Just like how a wife approaches her husband and how she gives him sugar-coated words and all. So like that, Kavyani gives us all the meaning, the same, whatever be the case. Vedas bhavatu, Purana Itihasa va bhavatu, Kavyani va bhavantu, Purana Itihasa va bhavantu, Kavyani va bhavantu, Asmakam Jeshtanam, Asmakam Paramparayam Etadev Vishya, Eshadev Vishya, Dharmaha Samrakshaniyaha. Dharmaha Samrakshaniyaha. Atra Shiva Mahapurane api ekah vishayah asti. Adharmo himsika rupaha, dharmastu sukha rupakaha, adharma dukkham apnoti, dharmadvai sukham edate. So if we follow the path of dharma, the righteous path, you will be getting sukham. If you follow adharma path, you will be getting dukkam. This is the essence of all our itihasas, puranas and kavyani. We have to be in the righteous path. Dharmam chara iti vedaha vadanti. Katam dharmam chara acharamaha iti tatra purana itihaseshu kavyeshu tatra varnanani bhavanti, kataha bhavanti. Okay. We'll move on to Purana Lakshanam. This is just to give what it is, what a Puranam is. Mahapurana means all these 5 elements must be present. Sargascha, Pratisargascha, Vamsho, Manvantaranicha, Vamshanucharitam Chaiva, Puranam, Panchalakshanam. So it should have Sarga. Sarga is creation. Pratisarga is recreation. After the Pralayam, again another creation. Vamshaha is what we actually study as dynasties and all. We are not, as Mahaperiva always says, we know about many dynasties. We are learning about all other dynasties, but we don't learn our own Surya Vamsham and Chandra Vamsham. Surya dynasty, we know Sri Rama belongs to Surya Vamsham, and Sri Krishna belongs to Chandra Vamsham. So Vamsham, Vamshaha, Anandram Manvantarani. Manvantaram, in one Brahma's day, 14 Manus will be ruling. So we'll be learning about the ruling period of each Manu. That is Manvantaram. One Manvantaram is the ruling period of each Manu. Vamshanucharitam. If some great king, some king belonging to any particular kingdom has done anything which is fruitful for the world, if you have done any lokopakaram, then his history, his life history will be mentioned in Puranas. See, in the Vamsham itself, some of the children may not be so good, like Venan and all. So, but when the Puranas say about those people, they just give it 2 or 3 words and they pass it. They pass to the next king. Wherever that person has done something really great, only that is recorded in a very detailed manner. Okay, so that's how they make us to follow the path of Dharma. And these are the 5 Lakshanas of Mahapurana. Again, I'm still in the introduction itself. There are Ashtadasha Puranani. To remember the Ashtadasha Puranani, we have one shloka. Madvayam Bhadvayam Chaiva Bratrayam Vachatuštayam Anapa Linga Kuskani Puranani Prachakshate. Madvayam. Ma Itya Akshara. Ma will be the starting letter of the Purana. Purana's name. Madvayam means there are 2 Puranas starting with the letter Ma. There are 2 Puranas starting with the letter Bha. There are 3 Puranas starting with the letter Bra. There are 4 Puranas starting with the letter Va. Again, starting with Akaraha, starting with Na, starting with Pa, starting with Ling, starting with Ga, starting with Pu, again starting with Ska. So, Madvayam, Matsya Puranam, Markandeya Puranam. Bhadvayam, Bhavishya Puranam, Bhagavata Puranam. Bhagavata Puranam ched Dvayamapi Srikurumaha. Devi Bhagavatam, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam cha. Ashtamitam, Srimad Bhagavatam cha. Bratrayam, Brahmanda Puranam, Brahma Puranam, Brahma Vaivarta Puranam. Brahmanda Purane eva asmakam prasiddha shloka stotram, prasiddham stotram asti Lalita Sahasranama. Anantaram, Vayu Puranam eva Shiva Mahapuranam. Astu va? A is Agni Puranam, Na Narada Puranam, Pa Padma Puranam, Li Linga Puranam, Ga Garuda Puranam, Pu Kurma Puranam, Ska Skanda Puranam. Atra Skanda Puranam eva Brihat Vartate. 81,000 shlokas are there in Skanda Puranam. Okay, let us enter into our Shiva Mahapuranam. Vande Mahanandam Anantalilam Maheshwaram Sarva Vibhum Mahantam Gauri Priyam Kartika Vignaraja Samudbhavam Shankaram Adidevam. We pray to Mahanandam Anantalilam Maheshwaram. We know about the 64 Leelas which he performed in, which our Shiva performed in Madurai. Ananta Leelaha Saha Mahanandaha, great. See, I don't get proper words in English to explain Samskritam. It would be better if we translate in our Bharatiya language. It will be much better. But still, let me try to put it in English. But as we learn this in Sanskritam itself, we'll definitely get Mahanandaha Tatra Samshaya Nasti. Mahanandam Anantalilam Vande. Punaha Sakidrishaha, how is he? Maheshwaraha asti. Maheshwaram. Sarva Vibhum. Vibhu is Aishwaryam. Vibhu is someone who has everything, who is the supreme. Mahantam. See, he is Mahan. Gauri Priyam. Gauri is our Parvati. He is Gauri Priyaha. Kartika Vignaraja Samudbhavam. Kartikaha is our Subramaniaha. Vignarajaha is our Vinayakaha Ganeshaha. Tesham Tayoho Pita Asti Asmakam Shivaha. Shankaram Adidevam Vande. Ishlokaha. Aham atra itopi samyam na yapyami vayam gacchama. Agre saramaha. Shiva Mahapurane Sapta Samhitaha Santi. There are 7 Samhitas. I'll just read out the names. Vidyeshwara Samhita, Rudra Samhita, Shadarudra Samhita, Koti-Rudra Samhita, Uma Samhita, Kailasa Samhita, Vayaviya Samhita. There are 464 adhyayas, Chatushashti-adhika Chatushata adhyayaha, Punaha 24,000 shlokas. Chaturvimshati Sahasra shlokaha santi. Vasutaha Shivaha Nandikesham vadati. Nandikesh अथवा शिव नंदिकेशम उक्तवान् शिवपुराणं नंदिकेश्वरः सनत्कुमारम् उक्तवान् सनत्कुमारः कस्मै वदति नंदिकेश्वरः सनत्कुमारं वदति सनत्कुमारः व्यासं वदति व्यासः सूतपौराणिकं प्रति वदति सूतपौराणिकः मुनीन् वदति के ते मुनयः इत्युक्ते ये गंगा यमुना संगमे प्रयागे आसन् तेषां कृते अस्माकं व्यासः क्षम्यतां सूतपौराणिकः वदति. So this goes in this order. Shiva says this Shiva Mahapurana, he gives this Shiva Mahapuranam to Nandikeshwara. Nandikeshwara says this to Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara says this to Vyasa. Vyasa says this to his Shishya Suta Pauranikah, Romaharshanaha. Sutaha says this to all the Munins who were resting after doing some yagas in Prayagah. Allahabad yasya naam idanim Prayagah iti parivartanam abhavat uttamam. Tatra Prayage tesham sangamah asid tatra kaha Suta Pauranikah Shiva Mahapuranam uktavan iti vishayah. Vasutaha Shivaha yada uktavan. When Shiva said this Shiva Mahapuranam, there were laksha shlokas. Vyasa made it, Vyasa actually gave it in a precise or a concise form. As he made it into 24,000. So what we have now is only 24,000 shlokas. Okay. I'll just give some pearls from Shiva Mahapurana, just as I think I'm not exceeding time. I'll just give some pearls from Shiva Mahapurana and then we'll get into Arunachala Shiva Mahima. Shivas prakrityadi vashikrityadi tishtati sarvam vashikritam yasmat tasmat Shiva iti smritaha. Shivaha iti asti kila. You have the name Shiva. If you just invert it, or if you interchange the words, interchange the letters of Shiva, what do you get? Can I get an answer from anybody?
Vashi.
Yes, good. So, Vashi. Shivaha, when you interchange the letters, it is Vashi. Shivaha prakrityadi vashikritya aditishtati, which means he is Vashikarna means he is controlling, he is attracting, he is controlling. What does he control? He controls entire nature, prakrityadi, not only the nature, everything. Prakrityadi vashikritya aditishtati. He is even above the Prakriti. He is controlling the entire Prakriti and he is also above the Prakriti. Sarvam vashikritam yasmat. Just because he has controlled, he is having everything in his control, he is called as Shiva. Shiva iti smritaha. Shiva is also Mangalam iti arthaha. Anyam shlokam pashyamaha. Patanat trayata iti patram shastre prayujyate. Dhatuscha pataka tranat patram iti abhidiyate. Actually, this comes when who can be the dana patram, to whom can we give the offerings, or who is eligible for receiving the offerings. So the dana swikarta kaha bhavet, dana patram kaha bhavet. For that question, he is answering patanat trayate. From falling, it is protecting. Patanat is from falling. Trayate, protecting something from falling, is called as patram. Even our normal patram, the vessel, is also doing the same thing, no? Patram. What is it? What does it do? It is allowing, it is keeping everything in itself. It is not allowing that material inside to fall, isn't it? Like that, even if you take for example Katha Patram, the one who carries that character and who doesn't let it down, isn't it? So Patram is very actual. It is actually the correct word. The meaning is like this: Patanat trayate iti patram. Anantaram Gayakam trayate patat gayatri yuchyate hi sa. Yaha gayati tam trayate. one who sings that Gayatri, she is actually protecting him. That is why it is called as Gayatri. Some people say Kayata Tiriya Potanga Tatsarvam Atrana Yujyate. Gayakam Trayate iti Gayatri. Astu, agre gachami. Vishesha Vishayaha Stavaram Lingam Ityahu Taru Gulmadikam Tatha Jangamam Lingam Ityahu Krimikidadikam Tatha Stavarasya cha Shushrusha Jangamasya cha Tarpanam Tat Sukhanuragena Shiva Pujam Vidur Buddhaha. Asmakam, our ancestors, our culture is like this. Just see, Stavaram Lingam, Jangamam Lingam. Stavaram Jangamam is known to us. One is stationary and immovable, like our plants and trees. Another one is moving, like, yes? Yes, please. Someone wanted to say something.
No, moving.
Okay. Jangamam is moving. Okay. So all your plants are stationary and the animals and birds are moving, isn't it? So Stavaram, even we are moving. Stavaram Lingam. Stavaram Lingam, Jangamam Lingam. You have two types of Lingam. One is Stavaram, another one is Jangamam. One is a stationary Lingam, another one is a moving Lingam. That is Shiva himself. But see, what is called as Stavara Lingam? Not that Lingam which is kept in the temple alone. Not which is kept in various Devata alayas. But also, Taru Gulmadikam. Taru is a tree, Gulma is bushes. All the trees and plants, everything is called as Stavara Lingam. Okay. And Jangamam Lingam, Krimi Kitadikam. Right from Krimi, worm, and bees and whatever be the case. All living beings, all and animals and birds and even human beings, everybody. So those who are moving, they are all called as Jangamalingam. So Stavaralingam, Jangamalingam, how do you do puja to them? Stavarasya cha Shushrusha, Jangamasya cha Tarpanam. If you offer food to any living being, any animal, any bird, anything, that is called as a puja to Shiva. And like that, if you water a plant, if you do some nurturing to plants and trees, that is Stavara Linga Puja. So that's how our great people have given us. Okay. Tat Sukha Anuragena Shiva Pujam Vidur Buddhaha. The Buddhaha, Vidwans, the Pandits, those who are having immense knowledge, they think that when these trees and animals and all living beings are happy, Shiva is also happy. Okay. That is what is Shiva Puja. And what is Puja? Pur Jayate hi anena iti Vedeshu Arthasya Yojana Pur Bhogapala Siddhishcha Jayate tena Karmana. Who is cleanliness. So we get purified, both outer and inner. Pur Jayate hi anena iti puja. So when you do this action, what happens? You are actually purifying yourself. That is why it is called as puja. And again, Punya Kshetre Kritam Punyam Bahuda Riddhim Richati. Punya Kshetre Kritam Papam Mahad Anvapi Jayate. In a holy place, in a sacred place, if you do any good activity, Punyam, I don't know how to translate Punyam and Papam in English, sorry. But if we do Punyam in Punya Kshetram, in a sacred place, whatever good actions, whatever good we do, that will be multiplied. Bahuda Siddhi will bring us prosperity. Punya Kshetre Kritam Papam Anu Api. If you do a very small Anu Matrena, Anu Api Papam Karoti Chet Kim Bhavati Mahat Bhavati. That will again, that Papam also will get multiplied. So we must think of when we go to some Punya Kshetram, what we are doing is good or not. Okay, so that's what just some of the glimpses from Shiva Mahapuranam. We are now intended to see about Arunachala Shiva Mahima. Mat kshetradapi sarvasmat kshetrametan mahattaram atra samsmriti matrena muktir bhavati dehinam. I wanted to emphasize on this particular shloka, which is present in Shiva Mahapuranam. This is known to everybody. You know that Tiruvaruril Pirandal Mukti, Kashi Irandal Mukti, Tiruvannamalai and Arunachalate Ninaitale Mukti. Annamalai Ninaitale Mukti. Everybody knows this phrase. So that is present in this Shiva Mahapuranam. what does he say? What does Shiva say? Mat kshetradapi sarvasmat kshetradapi. If you take all my kshetras, of all the kshetras, etad mahattaram. When you compare all other kshetras and this kshetra, this one is greater than all other kshetras. Why? Atra samsmriti matrena muktihi dehina muktihi bhavati. Dehi is one who has taken the body, the material body. So for dehina, samsmriti matrena, if you think of Annamalai, muktihi bhavati iti Shivasya eva vachanam. Shiva says himself. That is present in Shiva Mahapurana. Okay, so let us get into the story of this is known to everybody. I'll just go through here and there. I'm not going to take all the shlokas here. Kutra asti Arunachala Shiva Mahima. Just now we saw one shloka. Where is it present? It is actually present in Vidyeshwara Samhita of Shiva Mahapurana. Pratama Samhita. Vidyeshwara Samhitayam Panchame, Shashte, Saptame, Ashtame, Navame cha. There are 5 adhyayas which you have to learn if you want to know about Arunachala Mahima. So I'm not going to take all the 5 adhyayas. I'll just, though I have taken some shlokas there, I'll just explain then and there. Just because the story is known to all of us. Well, okay. So first in the 5th adhyaya, it goes like this. Sanat Kumara Vacha, Shrotum Ichhami Yogindra. Sanat Kumara Vacha, there are some shlokas earlier also. That's why I have put some dots. It's not the beginning of the adhyaya. So I have taken shlokas, then I have just selected, I have picked some shlokas here and there. So it will not be the continuous, all the shlokas will not be present. So I hope you understand. Shrotum Ichhami Yogindra Linga Avir Bhava Lakshanam. So he is asking, actually, Sanat Kumara is asking Nandikeshwara. For all other deities, we have only that Vigraha. The Murti Rupam is only present. For nobody, we have this Linga Swarupam. But for Shiva alone, we see this Linga Swarupam. Why is it like that? Like that, he wants to know. So actually, if you look into the Puranas, there will be someone who will be asking question and someone who will be answering it. Without somebody willing to know the answer, nobody is supposed to give the answer. That's how our elders say. If somebody is really willing to understand, willing to know, let them ask the question and then we'll give the answer. Okay. So when Sanat Kumara is asking this question, why I would like to know about why, how that Linga form came. Then Nandikesha Vadati, Nandikesha Uvacha, Shunuvatsa Bhavat Pritya Vakshyami Paramarthataha Pura Kalpe Mahakale Prapanne. In the 5th adhyaya, he says in a gist. And then Sanat Kumara will ask, no, this is not enough. I want a detailed explanation. Then he continues in the next adhyayas. Okay. So in 5th adhyaya, the story is told in a very precise manner. Sunuvatsa Bhavat Pritya Vakshyami Paramarthataha Pura Kalpe Mahakale Prapanne Loka Vishnute Ayudhyeta Mahatmanau Brahma Vishnu Parasparam. Brahma and Vishnu were fighting some long ago in Pura Kalpe, in another Kalpa Kala. Kalpa is actually one daytime of Brahmadeva. Okay. It is if we can, that's yet another chapter we'll see sometime later. Long ago, in some other Kalpa, there were those Mahavishnu and Brahmadeva were fighting with each other. Tayor manam nirakartum tanmadye parameshwaraha. To suppress their ego, Ishwaraha Nishkala Stamba Rupena Swarupam Samadarshayat. Kala is with the Nishkalaha Sakalaha. Sakala is the Rupam which we see. Nishkala is a form which we cannot divide and see. Okay, we cannot see we cannot understand which one is which part under. So that is what is Nishkalam. Sakalam is where you can identify the parts. So Nishkala Stamba Rupena, like a pillar, he like an Agni pillar, fire pillar, he appeared. Nishkala Stamba Rupena, Samadasya. He showed them his Agni Stamba Rupena. Swalinga Chenatva Stambataha Nishkalam Shivaha, Swalingam Darshayamasa Jagatam Hitakameya. And then for the sake of the world, he showed his Linga Swarupam. Tada Prabhuti, from then onwards, Tada Prabhuti Lokeshu, Nishkalam Lingam Aishwaram, Sakalancha tatha veram Shivasyeva prakalpitam. Veram ityukte the form that we see, having Ganga and his eyes and Trinetradari and all, that is Veram. And Lingam is the formless one. Okay. Sakalam is Veram and Nishkalam is Lingam. Shivan yesham tu devanam Veramatram prakalpitam. Tattat Veram tu devanam tattat boga pradam shubham. Shivasya linga veratvam boga moksha pradam shubham. So he says, Shiva anya Shivanyaha Shivanye Tesham Shivanyesham. For others other than Shiva, they can only have that Veram, that form, Vigraha form. But only for Shiva, that Linga Rupa is there. So this is in 5th Adhyaya. And again, he asks Nandikeshwara to elaborate. Tada Nandikeshwara Vadati. Nandikeshwara Vacha in the next Adhyaya. Pura kadachit yogindra Vishnu Vishadara asana. Vishadaraha, Visham Darati Kaha Adisheshaha. He has Visha, poison, no? So Vishadara asana. Suswapa Paraya Bhutya Swanubhayati Samrutaha. Yadachena Agataha Tatra Brahma Vidamaraha. Chat Pondarikaksham Shainam Sarva Sundaram. Kasvam Purshavacheshe. Drishtva Mamapi Driptavat. Uttishtavatsa Mam Pashya. Tavanata Mihagatam. Agatam Guru Maharadhyam Drishtva Yo Driptavachare Drohinastasya Mudasya Prayashchitam Vidiyate. This is how the fight starts. Actually, Mahavishnu was sleeping along with this family and friends. So in his Shesha Shaya, that time Brahma came there and he is starting the fight. Why you are sleeping like this? I have come. I'm your Guru. I have come here. You have to give me respect. So if some Guru has come and if the person is not giving respect, then he has to do some prayashchitam. Like that, he is coming and doing kalaha with Vishnu. Iti shrutva vacha kruddaha bahi shantavadacharan swasti te swagatam vatsa tishta pita mito visha kimute vyagravat vakram vyagravat iti bhavet vyagravat vakram vibhati vishamekshanam. So even though Vishnu was angry, he didn't show his anger. He was calm and he was welcoming him and he was giving him a seat. Again, Brahma is making fight and Mahavishnu is trying to tell him that you are my child. You have come out of my Nabhi Padma. But still Brahma is not listening to it. So both of them were fighting with each other. And then they started the real fight with the weapons. They were shooting arrows. They were making use of their various weapons. All astrams were used, and so the entire world was shaken. Devas were all the deities had come there to see this fight, and they were all afraid. So what did they do? They were seeing one is taking Maheshwara Astram, another one is taking Pashupata Astram. If both of them come, both of them were applied, what will happen? The entire world will be burnt. So they were afraid. The Devas were afraid. Deva Bhayam Kritva Vichinvantava Shivakshayam Jagmuhu Kailasa Shikram Yatraste Chandrasekhara. So they went to Kailasa. So Maheshwaraha, Devaha, Shivaha welcomed them. Avocha Data Gambiram Vachanam Madhumangalam. So whenever somebody comes to his abode, he is welcoming them with the sweet words. So that is in the next Adhyaya. And the Saptama Adhyaya, Ishvara is welcoming the Devas and he is asking, what do you want? So Devas were reporting about Mahavishnu's and Brahma's fight. And they said, you have to intervene. Otherwise, what will happen? The entire world will be destroyed. Okay. And then he says, Shiva says, I knew about this already. And because of you, I'm again getting the same news. So now I'll come to that place and I will do whatever is to be done. Okay. Then that's what is given here. Brahma Chito Viro Hantukamo Paraspara Maheshwarena Chatrena Tata Pashupatena Cha. One is taking Maheshwarastram, another is taking Pashupatastram. Ishopi tam nirikshyata he akala pralayam brisham. So there is that will bring a pralayam, akala pralayam, which is not to be in the right time. Mahanala stamba vibhishana kriti. Please see the words which are in Raktavarnaha, red color. Ishopitam nirikshyatha hyakala pralayam brisham mahanala stamba vibhishanakriti babuvat tan madhyasthale saha nishkalaha. So seeing that, he took a form of Agni pillar, and once he took that form, their astram they become void and null. They were useless. So they were put to off. So what happened? And seeing this, both of them got surprised. Drishtva tad adbhutam chitram astra shantikaram shubham kimetat adbhutakaram ityuchushta parasparam. So what is this? They were surprised. Both of them were surprised, and they were talking to each other. What is this? Something has come newly. One Agni Stamba is standing in front of us. So Atindriyam idam stambam Agni Rupam kimutitam. One Agni Rupa is there in front of us. What is this? That's what they were talking. Asya urdhamapi cha adascha avayor lakshyameva. We have to see its beginning and end. It's top and bottom. We have to see the top of the stamba and the bottom of the stamba. So let us try to find its starting point and ending point, or the top point and the bottom point. So but if it do it together, it's not going to be of any use. Let us separate and do it separately. So ityuktva avayoho mishtrayoho tatra karyamekam na sambhavet. Like this, it will happen sometimes even in our world. If two people do it together, they may actually collapse it. If they do it separately, they will get a good answer. They'll get a good result. That also happens, no? So ityuktva sukara tanuhu. Sukara is varaha. Mahavishnu is taking varaha form, and he is trying to find his adi, his feet. Sukara tanuhu Vishnuhu tasya adi miyavan. He wanted to look at his feet. Tatha Brahmaha Hamsa tanuhu. He took Hamsa's form, swan form. Brahmadevaha took swan's form, and he went to the top. He flew above, and Sukaraha Vishnuhu went down to Padala. Okay. Bitva Patala Nilayam Gatva Durataram Harihi Na Apashyat Tasya Samsthanam Stambasya Anala Varchasaha. So he couldn't find, Hari couldn't find his padas. So Shrantaha Sahasukara Hari Prapa Purum Rananganam. So he came again to the place where they were fighting, and then he accepted his defeat. Whereas Vidihi is Brahma. Another name of Vidihi, Virinchihi, Dhata. It's from Brahma's name. Vidihi Kim Kritavan Tata Pita Tava iti Nandikeshwara Vadati. Means Sanat Kumara's father is Brahma Deva. Nandikeshwara Vadati Pita Tava Pita Vidihi. Like that, he is addressing Nandikeshwara. Nandikeshwara is addressing Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara is the son of Brahma Deva. Saha Kim Kritavan Dadarsha Ketaki Pushpam. Ketaki Pushpam is Tarambu. What do we say in English? Tarambu. I'm sorry. I don't get the word immediately. Can anybody help me? Tarambu in Sanskritam. What Amba?
Everybody can understand Tarambu here. You can continue.
Then fine. Thank you. Ketaki Pushpam is Tarambu.
Fine flower.
Fine flower. Yes. Thank you. Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya. Swagatam. Asmakam Ananta Kalyana Krishna Mahodaya atra agatavan asti. Mahodaya swagatam yaharami. Ketaki Pushpam Dadarsha Kinchit Vichutam Adbhutam. That Tarambu Ketaki Pushpam fell from his head. Ati Saurabhyam Amlanam Bahuvarsha Chutam Tata. It is falling for quite a lot of from quite a long time back. It is falling from Shiva, that Stamba. So Brahmadeva saw this Ketaki Pushpam, and Ketaki Pushpam advises him. Ketaki Pushpam, how does it fall? Anvikshya Chatayoho Krityam Bhagavan Parameshwaraha Parihasantu Kritavan Kampana Chalitam Shiraha. Seeing these people's, the Brahmas and Vishnu's fight and their activity, Shiva mocked at them, and he just shook his head. Because of his shaking of his head out of parihasam, out of mocking at those two people, the flower fell from his head, from his shaken head. Okay. Tasmat tau anugranatum chitam ketakam uttamam. Why does it fell Why did it fall? Because to give them blessings, to give both Brahma and Vishnu the blessings. Okay. Kim Tvam Padasi. So here Brahma, now the talk is between Ketaki Pushpam and Brahmadevaha. He is asking from where you are falling. And Ketaki Pushpam says, I am not from the top even. I am just coming from somewhere from the middle of the stambam. I don't know where its starting point is. You please, you please leave this unwanted work. You cannot see his Adi. Like that, Ketaki Pushpam says to him. But Brahma says, then in that case, you please help me. You can come and give a sakshi. You can just be the witness of me. And you can say that I've seen the Shiva's head. You can come to that Yuddha place where Vishnu is there. We can go there and you just please be my sakshi. So, asatyam api shastam syat apadi iti anushasanam. So, it's like this, we take some meanings, from some scriptures, from some shastras, and we say samadhanam, we convince ourselves. Okay, we can say asatyam when some danger is happening. But it's not, if we don't know, if we don't understand the shastram properly, this is the effect that we will be getting. So this Ketaki Pushpam, what does he think? Okay, in case of danger, there is nothing wrong in saying a small lie. So that's how that Ketaki Pushpam thought of asatyam api shastam syat apadi iti anushasanam. So he went to the place where they were fighting, and what happened? Brahma said, I have seen the head of Shiva. Ketaki Pushpam also reiterated, yes, I am the Sakshi. So Vishnu believed in that, and he started doing puja to Brahmadeva. Kiet anartham. Pita putram pujayati. Etad drishtva nishyena Shivasya kopah bhavatyeva. Vidim prahartum shatam Agnilingataha Saha Ishwaraha Tatra Babuva Sakritihi. So he came in his form. Shiva came in his form in front of them. Samutitaha Samutitaha Sakriti Samutitaha Swami Vilokanat Punaha Prakampa Panihi Parigrihya Tatpadam. So Brahma and Vishnu they prostrated to Shiva. Adyantahina Vapushi Twai Moha Buddhya Bhuyad Vimarshriha Navati Kamanotaha Satvam Prasida Karunakara Kashmalam no Mrishtam Kshamaswa Vihitam Bhavataiva Kelya. So please forgive us. Like that, both of them were praying to Shiva. Then Ishvara Vacha Vatsa Prasannosmi Hare Yataha Tvam Ishatvam Icchannapi Satyavakim. To whom he is saying this is, he is saying this to Mahavishnu. Vatsa, oh my child, I am very happy. Though you wanted to become Isha, you in spite of that, you told the truth. You accepted your defeat. Satyavakyam bruyat tataha te bhavita janeshu samya maya satkritihi api alabdaha itah parante atmanascha kshetra pratishtaha utsava pujanancha iti devaha pura pritaha satyena hareye param dadau swaswamyam Atyartham Deva Sanghe cha Pashyati. When all devas were seeing, he gave his equalness. Vishnu will be treated as just equal to Shiva. So hereafter you can also have separate temples. You can also have utsavas and all that. So like that he blessed Mahavishnu. And to Brahma he created one Bhairav. He created one Bhairava Swarupam, and he asked that Bhairava to cut the head of, to kill Brahmadeva. Vatsaha yaha ayam vidhi sakshat jagatam adya daivatam nunam archaya khadkam swam tigmena javasaparam. Sahavadati, Shiva Havadati, you go and cut his head with a sharp knife or a sharp sword. Savai grihitva ekakarena kesham tad panchamam driptam asatya bhashitam. With which head he told that lie, that Bhairava cut his fifth head. Chitva anantram anya shiraha. He wanted to cut the other 4 heads also. Actually, Brahma was having 5 heads in the earlier stage. Because of this incident, he started to have only 4 heads. Okay. So just he Bhairava cut one of his head. We know about Kapalishwaraha. And when he was about to cut the rest of the heads, Mahavishnu started begging to Shiva, please forgive my child. Like that he begged. And so Shiva Shiva gave him excuse. Ataha deva kitavam vidim vigada kandaram brahmastvam arhana kankshi shateshaha tvam samastitaha na ataha te satkritirloke bhuyat stanotsavadikam. You will not have any sthanam, you will not have any utsava hereafter. Like that, he cursed Brahmadeva. And then Brahmadeva praises Shiva. Just if somebody thinks of you, he will be relieved of all sins. In that case, I've actually seen you. Then how sins can remain with me? Please bless me. Don't give me this curse. Like that, he prayed to Shiva. Shiva is also called as Ashutoshi. He becomes happy very quickly. He's very he just in a moment of time he becomes very happy. So it's called as Ashutoshi. So he lost his anger and again he blessed Brahmadeva. And so he said, I'll give you boons. You will be the guru in all yajnas and in griha pujas, everywhere. You will be the guru. Without your being a guru, nothing will be fruitful. Like that, he blessed Brahma also. Again, he cursed Ketaka Pushpam, Rere Ketaka, Dushtakatom, Shata, Duramito Vraja, Mamapi Premate Pushpe, Ma Bhut, Pujasu Itafparam. Hereafter, you will not be taken for my puja. I don't want to, I don't like you at all because you said Asatyam. So again, Ketaka Pushpam, again it is praying because Shiva left it. All other devas also they were not interested in taking Tarambu as their puja vastu. So they also rejected Ketaki Pushpam. And so Ketaka again is praying, Jnana Ajnana Kritam Papam Nashiyatyeva Te Smritihi. If somebody thinks of you, by knowing or unknowing, whatever sin somebody has conducted, that will be removed just because of your thought, your remembrance. Tadrishe Twayi Drishte me Mithya Dosha Kutabhat. I said something lie. How that lie, that dosha will be on me just because I've seen you. Just by thinking of you, that sin will be removed. Then in that case, I've seen you. How that sin will follow me? So again, Shiva was pleased and he said, Mama Vitane in his Prabhavali and in his temple, all other decorative places, Tarambu will be allowed, but not for the puja of Shiva. Okay, so again at that time the Shiva and Vishnu performed puja to Ishvara, and Ishvara was happy and he said, the day in which both of you have performed puja to me, that day is called as Shivaratri. Hereafter that is to be considered as Shivaratri. Iti Resha Mama Priya. That Titi will be my lovable Titi. Like that he says. And if somebody is performing Shivaratram, Ahoratram, Niraharaha, Jitendriha, without having any food, if somebody is observing this Shivaratri, Tasya Eka Varshasya Shiva Puja Palam Bhavati iti. Again, that Shivaratri Puja Vishaya, Adhika Vishaya Santi Shlokeshu. I'll move on. Again, when the day when he appeared before Brahma and Vishnu was Margashirsha Ardra, Tiruvadirai iti vadamah kila. That day, Ardraya Margashirshetu Yaha Pashyen Mam Umasakam Madveramapi va lingam sa guhadapi me priyaha. The one who has darshanam of me on the Margashirsha Ardra day will be my beloved even beyond Guha. I will love the person who will comes for my darshan even more than my own son Subramanya. Okay. So alam darshana matrena palam tasmin dine. Just because of darshan you will get more of fruits. And if you do archana and all, that palam will be adhikam. He came in the form of lingatvam, and so it is called as lingavat jrumbitaha tasmat lingasthanam idam bhavet. That place is called as Lingasthanam, our Arunachala. Annamalai Sthanam is called as Lingasthanam. That lingam which was Anadyantam became a small one for the sake of us. For the sake of the world, he is shrinking that Malay to a small one, which we can be able to see. Okay. Darshana Sparshana Dhyana Jantunam Janma Mochanam Analachala Sankasham Yadidam Linga Muttitam Arunachalam Ityeva Tadidam Kyadi Mishyati. Analaha is fire. Analachala Sankasham Yadidam Linga Muttitam. This the lingam which appeared here with the wire form. From here onwards, this will be called as Arunachalam. Arunachalam Ityeva Tadidam Kyatim Eshyati. Atra Tirtham Cha Bahuda Bhavishyati Mahattaram. Muktihi api atra Jantunam Vasena Maranena Cha Rathotsavadi Kalyanam Janavasantu Sarvataha Atra Dattam Hutam Japtam Sarvam Koti Gunam Bhavet. So when you perform anything, Danam or Yajnam or Japam, anything in Arunachala Pradesh, Arunachala Sthanam, that will become, that will be multiplied. Kodi is not a Sankhya Vachakaha, Ananta Vachaka. Koti Gunam Bhavet. Mat Kshetradapi Sarvasmat, Kshetrametan Mahataram, Atra Samsmriti Matrena, Dehinam Muktir Bhavati Dehinam. Etat Purameva Maya Uktam. So this place is the greater than any other Kshetram of mine. Just by thinking of this place, people will get mukti. So that's what it is. It again describing Sakalam and Nishkalam. Nishkalam is Lingam and Sakalam is Vera form. That is Rupam of Shiva. Aham etad uktva samapayitum ichchami. Asmakam Shankara Bhagavat Padaha Shivananda Lahari iti Bhushanam. Sivananda Lahari iti stotre evam likati idam te yuktam va Paramashiva Karunya Jalade Gato Tirya Grupam Tava Pada Shiro Darshanadiya Hari Brahmanau Tau Divi Bhuvi Charantau Shamayutau Katam Shambho Swamin Kate Mama Vedyosi Purataha Saha Vadati Brahma Vishnu Tirya Grupam. They took the form of animal and bird to see your feet and your head. Idam te yuktam va. Is it appropriate for you, hey Shiva? You are giving me darshanam. I'm an ordinary person. For me, you are giving darshanam. Your mama purataka vedyasi. You are visible to me. You are giving darshanam to me. But you didn't give darshanam to Brahma and Vishnu. Tau Pavan, they took the form of animal and bird and they tried so hard, but you didn't give them darshanam. But for me, for a normal person like me, you're coming in front of me and giving me darshanam. Is it appropriate for you? Like that, Adi Shankara Bhagavat Padaha Shivam Pruchati iti Swarasya Shlokaha. Evam prashnam kritva tasya anadi anta vishaye saha pratipadayati. Again, Annapurna Stotram Uktva Samapayami. Mata cha Parvati Devi, Pita Devo Maheshwaraha, Bandhava Shiva Bhaktascha, Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam. Asmakam Mata Parvati Devi, Asmakam Sarvesham Pita Maheshwaraha, Bandhavaha Shiva Bhaktaha, Asmakam Vastutaha, Bhuvanatrayam Swadeshaha iti Adi Shankaranam Matam. Kintu Ponniyin Selvan iti eka novel asti prayah sarvaihi patitam iti manye prasidha pustakam Kalki iti mahodayena likitam. Tatra Aniruddha Brahmarayah iti kashchana mantri bhavati. Sembian Madevi iti Rajamata bhavati. Dvayoh sambhashanam evam bhavati. Aniruddha Brahmaraya, he is asking her to intervene in some politics happening in the Sola Rajyam. That time Sembian Madevi replies, she is a Shiva devotee. So she says, Mata cha Parvati Devi, Pita Devo Maheshwaraha, Bandhava Shiva Bhaktaha. That is how I am living. Why should I intervene in all politics and all Loka Vyavahara? I am not interested. That time Aniruddha Brahmaraya says, you didn't say the last part of that shloka, Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam, which Kalki interprets in this way. Swasya Deshameva Bhuvanatrayam. Desha Bhakti Avasheki iti Kalki likati. my desha, my rashtra is my all the three worlds are my own nation. So that's how Kalki writes it. So when you learn Sanskritam, it will be very interesting to think of all this. When we understand Sanskritam in that language itself, that will give a kind of happiness. Mahanandaha तस्य पारमेव नास्ति. यथा शिवः अनादि अन्तः अस्ति, संस्कृतमपि अनादि अन्तमेव. वयं संस्कृतं पठामः, आनन्दम् अनुभवामः इति उक्त्वा विरमामि. क्षम्यताम्, अधिकं समयं स्वीकृतवती. धन्यवादः सर्वेभ्यः.
धन्यवादः माता, अत्युत्तमतया उक्तं मात्रा. यदा भवती पुराणश्लोकं सर्वं वदति, तत्तु अस्माकं प्रवेशपुस्तके अपि अस्ति. तत् श्रुत्वा वयमपि किञ्चित् जानीमः, किमपि जानीमः इति मनसि सन्तोषः भवति. तदापि इतोपि ज्ञातुं बहवः विषयाः सन्ति विश्वे इति सर्वं ज्ञातव्यम् इति एक उत्साहः अपि भवति. धन्यवादः. यथा मया प्रथमम् उक्तं, अस्माकं भारतकलाचारविषये स्वागतस्य अतिमुख्यत्वम् अस्ति इति, तथैव धन्यवादकथनस्य अपि अतिमुख्यत्वम् अस्ति. अधुना धन्यवादकथनार्थं कुमारी डी महाश्री आगच्छति. Kumari Mahasri is studying in 7th grade in Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Nagapatnam. Her hobbies are singing, drawing and dancing. Now I call upon Kumari Mahasri to deliver the vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Hari Om. Sarvebhyah mama suswagat. Samskritavani कार्यक्रमस्य आगतवन्तः सर्वेभ्यः हार्दिक धन्यवादः. वाणी कुमारी सावित्री श्रीनिवासन सम्यक् सञ्चालनं कृतवती. भवत्यै मम धन्यवादः. प्रार्थना उक्तवती श्रीमती हेमलता माता. भवत्यै मम हार्दिक धन्यवादः. सुभाषितम् उक्तवान् श्री रामकृष्णन् जी. भवन्तं मम हार्दिक धन्यवादः व्याहरामि. मम प्रियसखी कुमारी श्रीहरिप्रिया मम प्रिय धन्यवादः. अनन्तरं भगवद्गीता विषयाणि उक्तवान् डॉक्टर सुश्रुता जी. भवन्तमपि मम प्रिय धन्यवादः. सुन्दर श्लोकम् उक्तवान् Chi.Arun Pagadala. भवन्तं मम प्रिय धन्यवादः. अत्रास्ति अद्य दिनस्य मुख्य श्री शिवमहापुराणात् अरुणाचल शिव महिमा सुलभवाक्ये उक्तवती श्रीमती शंकरी रमेश माता. भवत्यै मम मधुर धन्यवादः. पुनः सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः. Hari Om. I am here to thank the gathering on behalf of Sanskrit Vani for attending this great event in this glorious age. My first thanks to our cute anchor Kumari Savithri Srinivasan, who really made the event vibrant. Thank you, ma'am. I further would like to thank Srimati Hemalatha Aiyer, who pleasured us with the prayer. Thank you so much, ma'am. I extend my thanks to Ramakrishnan ji for cheering us with Subhashitam. I also thank Dr. Sushutha ji, who preached us with the lessons from Bhagavat Gita. I also thank Chi.Arun Pagadala for chanting Shloka, for inventing us with the Shloka. Further, I extend my thanks to our main speaker, Smt.Sankari, for feeding us with Arunachala Shiva Mahima from Shiva Mahapuranam. I would like to end up my wholeheartedly thanking you all once again. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. So we are almost at the end of this session. It's my pleasure to be part of this Samskrita Vaani program today. Thanks. अद्य अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य भागधेया भूत्वा महती सन्तुष्टा अस्मि. धन्यवादः. शान्तिमन्त्रं शिवकुमार अय्यर्जी.
Before Shanti Mantra, I think Anantakalyana ji is still there.
Mahasri.
Yes.
Ravi ji is there. I request Ravi Kumar ji as well as Anantakalyana ji to give a feedback about the speech delivered by Srimati Sankari Ramesh. Thank you.
It was an amazing spellbound speech from Shankari Ramesh. She was so eloquent with her Sanskrit, with her explanation, coming in such simple language. She never complicated any of those otherwise could have been difficult concepts to understand. I really bowed down before you, Madam Shankari Ramesh. It was great fortune for us to listen to you. शंकरी जी आप क्या करते हैं? What are you?
संस्कृत भारती कार्यकर्त्री अस्मि.
Oh,
I'm a volunteer of Samskrita Bharati.
In which place?
Coimbatore.
Okay. You know Sanskrit Bharati Srinivasan in Delhi? No.
I don't know.
Okay, never mind.
Maybe I knew him through online, I don't know.
Maybe. You are a full-time worker?
No, I'm a Sthaniya Karyakartri. I'm working from Mayo.
Great. Your mastery on the subject is very much inspiring.
धन्यवादः. वस्तुतः अहं किञ्चिदेव जानामि, अधिकं न जानामि.
न जानामि शब्दं
किञ्चित् जानामि, तद् सर्वेभ्यः सर्वेषां कृते विनिमयं करोमि इत्येव, तावदेव. किञ्चित् वदामि चेत् अत्र ज्येष्ठाः सन्ति, बालकाः सन्ति, ते इतोपि सम्यक् पठित्वा संस्कृतस्य वर्धनं भवति इति धिया अत्र मम आगमनम्. अधिकं न जानामि. धन्यवादः भवतः वचनानि प्रोत्साहनानि.
Every program today was great. Right from the prayer song, it was all thrilling. How do you compose such eminent personalities, bring them in one program? Hats off to Vishali Krishna.
Thank you, Raviji.
And I am happy it is going on for more than a year or so.
By God's grace, so far so good.
Yeah. But behind every success, there is a lot of hard work put in by volunteers. Really great. And any selfless work alone brings continuous result. And continue because already 9 o'clock.
शान्ति मन्त्रं वदामः.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्तिः. नमस्कारः.
धन्यवादः.
धन्यवादः.